Tales from India. Ganesha. Ganesha is one of the most well-known and worshipped deities in the Hindu pantheon. He has a human body and upon it an elephant's head. He is widely revered as a remover of obstacles, despite sometimes placing obstacles in the path of those that need to be tested, and for bringing good fortune. The name Ganesha comes from the joining of the word Gana and Isha, meaning group and master respectively. They come together to mean master of the group, although the meaning can be translated in many ways. Ganesha is the patron of arts and sciences, and also the god of intelligence and wisdom. According to tradition, the parents of Ganesha were Parvati and Shiva, and whilst there are many stories, some quite conflicting about his birth, I'll tell only one. Parvati didn't enjoy being interrupted while she bathed, and being interrupted once was enough. She was furious one day when, having ordered her husband Shiva's bull to guard the door, the bull let Shiva interrupt her. To avoid this, when he was born, she made Ganesha guard the door as she bathed. Shiva had already left the house, and as he came back, of course Ganesha was under strict orders not to let anyone come in, and Shiva wasn't allowed back into the room. This made the usually peaceful Shiva furious. How could this strange boy stop him from entering his own house? Shiva had never seen Ganesha before, so he sent his armies to destroy him, but none could defeat Ganesha. Finally, he fought Ganesha himself and cut off his head, killing him instantly. Parvati then explained that Ganesha was indeed his own son, and the whole sequence of events made Parvati extremely sad, and she became destructive and proclaimed she'd destroy the entire creation. Many deities tried to convince Shiva to resurrect Ganesha in the interests of the universe. Shiva agreed and promised Parvati that he'd replace the son's head with the first living thing that he found. The only living thing that he did find was an elephant. He cut its head off and placed it on his son's body, breathing new life into him. His image can be found in many places throughout India, and he is adored and worshipped by different Hindu sects all over the world. With his elephant head, he's extremely recognizable, and if you look closely enough, you might also see that he has a broken tusk. The story of the broken tusk is just as violent as his birth. One day Ganesha was guarding the door again, whilst his parents Shiva and Parvati slept. Here I must introduce another character, Parashurama, the axe-wielding incarnation of Vishnu. Parashurama had once asked Varuna, the god of water and celestial ocean, who could ever equal him. Varuna replied that only the king Kartavirya Aruna could rival Parashurama. Parashurama went into a furore. Imagine the evil queen from Snow White asking, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" and the mirror replying that indeed it was someone other than the queen. She wouldn't be very happy, and Parashurama was not happy that Varuna in his wisdom believed anyone to possess the strength that he does. Parashurama set off to defeat Kartavirya Arjuna, who had become drunk with power and had gone crazy, oppressing humans, and using an axe Shiva had given to him prior, he severed the king's 1,000 arms and dismembered him. Feeling triumphant, he felt he had to show his gratitude to Shiva for giving him the axe which led him to defeat his enemy. This is where we return to Ganesha guarding the door. Shiva was sleeping along with his wife, but Parashurama was adamant that he must see and show his appreciation to Shiva. Ganesha didn't want him disturbing them in case they might be engaged in amorous pursuits. Ganesha stood firm, not letting him go in, and again Parashurama became enraged and started fighting Ganesha. Ganesha was winning well, but Parashurama threw his axe at Ganesha, which gave Ganesha a dilemma. This axe had been given to Parashurama by his father Shiva. He couldn't disrespect his father. He couldn't let the axe fall in vain. Thus he let it hit him on his left tusk. Chopped off, the tusk fell to the floor covered in blood. Parvati again was infuriated and declared she'd cut off all Parashurama's arms for what he'd done to her son. However, Shiva was able to calm her. Parashurama gave his divine axe to Ganesha and blessed him. This is how Ganesha also came to get his other name, Ekadanta, or One Tooth.